Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Cool Talk Live, brought to you by Brown's Heating and Air, with your host, Brandon Brown.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cool Talk. Hopefully you joining us today on grovestreet.fm. If not, all our local podcast platforms have us, so make sure you go like and follow and subscribe. Android, Apple, Spotify, all of them.
Don't forget, you're in the top 10%, Brandon.
Yes, still
the top 10% of podcasts.
Wow,
that is a huge accomplishment. You should be very proud.
Yeah,
of that.
thank you. I didn't. Is it still averaging that? Or is it come on?
No, you're still in the top 10.
Wow,
you haven't dropped out.
Wow, so that's out of millions and millions, I guess. Is that just worldwide podcast?
That's global. Let me get the total for you while you.
Oh Lord! All right, he's going to look up, see where we are. Thank you for everybody that's listening, nationwide, statewide, wherever you're at. Hopefully, it's some good information we bring you. We try to bring you a lot of shop local here in Central Virginia, but we also bring local ideas nationwide that we hope people enjoy and can use in their neighborhoods and keep growing. That's our name of our game, is helping others grow and get their businesses where they need to be. So, Woody. All
right. So right now, now this changes every, but right now there are the Apple podcast lists over 2 million shows on their platform alone.
Wow.
That's just Apple, right?
God.
And so Cool Talk is in the top 10% of that.
Nice. Awesome. That's awesome. Wow, 10% of 2 million. So that's good. That means we're getting some hits. So make sure you like and subscribe, share the page, share the podcast with your friends. It's a beautiful day here in Bedford, Virginia. Woody looks like he was going to say something.
Yeah, I'm looking at you've got 4.9 stars out of 5.
Okay.
That's excellent. That's almost unheard of.
We need some more stars.
I'm gonna keep bragging on.
Need some more
Cool
ranks.
Talk. I'm telling you, the Cool Talk is.
But we got some other awesome. There's a ton of podcasts here at here on grovestreet.fm that come out of Watts Creative Studios, and one that I really love, season 2 has hit live. Right. And I think it's from Why So Cold. That's Woody's podcast.
Oh, man, you too kind.
Man, no, it's awesome. If you like the crime, the true crime, these are Why So Cold it's a good name because it's cold cases. Yeah. And Woody's been investigating a lot of cold cases, or most of them. What are we looking forward to in season 2? You got to.
So the idea with Why So Cold is really, it's just, why are these cases still cold? And so for this podcast, it's really just revisiting all little, I don't want to say little known cold cases, because they're not not known, but they're cold cases that are maybe are not that big,
right?
That that aren't all over the news.
Like slip through the cracks.
Exactly. So what we've gone is we've been researching Virginia, North Carolina, the local areas, and we have a list of just cold cases that really have drifted from the headlines, and we revisit them in a very purposeful way with only the knowledge that is available to us now. So
right.
We aren't speculating. We don't kind of guess. We don't point the fingers at people. It is really, we go through police records. We go through headlines. We go through news reports. And that's what we put in the episodes. The information that is publicly available, so that people can, and we also make all the sources, the photos, show notes available on the website, because I am actually encouraging people to listen to the podcast, and then if they want to go to the website and pull that information off and do their own episode or do their own research, that would make me even more happier, because I want these cases to stay alive. So that's why So Cold.
Do you find it real hard finding the info? Like, who do you have to contact?
Some of the cases, yes. Like, we're doing the one. That's why some of the episodes are fairly, a whole lot shorter than others.
Yeah.
But like, we're doing one of the cases that we're doing this season that we're researching is a veteran that went missing. It's a cold case, and honestly, there's just not a lot of information out there. So what we really dig, that's why it takes so long. It's taken 3 or 4 months to do about 3 or 4 cases, because you spend about 40 to 50 hours on one case.
Wow.
And that's not even really digging into police department, like requesting record. We don't really do that because, again, we want information that is publicly known.
Yeah. So
and-
you try to find people that have witnessed it, know
Exactly.
bits and pieces of
Yep.
the story or some facts of this and then try to piece it together, and maybe somebody will hear it and have something they can bring forward.
We just want to just tell the story that way. And again, like, it's so that it keeps the cases alive. So by us just kind of revisiting it, kind of organizing all the facts that are spread out there, right? We're doing the research and reorganizing. It just kind of helps keep it bundled up and alive instead of like a headline that comes up. Because I know, for example, like the Route 29 stalker, Alicia Showalter Reynolds, every year around March, the state police release hey, we're still taking leads. And then you really don't know a lot about the case every year that goes by. So that's why with Why So Cold, it's really like you can listen to this episode. You can kind of get the information that's available. And if you know something, we always put the contact information, who to call. Or if you want something to add, we actually have discussion boards on the website.
Oh, nice.
So that you can go there and kind of talk it out. And because I know there are a lot of people that some of these cases, like, I know one that we did, people knew them. And then so they kind of have information that may not be available and they can talk it out. But again, we really steer away from speculating on this one. We just really want what is known and put that out there, put some, production behind it so that it's easily digestible, and then just makes you kind of
It's definitely it's a great podcast.
Thank you.
Go back. Definitely. I was listening through all of season 1 when it was out, and every time I'd get the alert on my phone. Next episode, I was listening to it in the truck driving. They're great information. So if you hadn't checked it out, go in there, check out Why So Cold. Listen to season 1. I think season 2, episode 1 dropped yesterday.
And we do have the cases in season 2 are really, they're lesser known cases, but there is one that it's almost like a special edition case, but it's actually from the 1800s.
Wow.
So it's we're going,
that one's got to be hard to investigate.
Oh, it is,
and research.
It is almost, I won't venture into the supernatural world in this podcast, but it is such a weird case that it borderlines like, it's like, it just makes you really think of like,
definitely.
It's like, wow, I can't believe that actually happened. So thank you.
Why
So Cold podcast.com. If you go there, that has all the episodes, photos, discussion boards, and ways to.
So you got a website for that one as well. So
that one's decked out. We've got, each episode has its own page with photos, and even some of them actually have some crime scene photos, but most of them have all of the source links that for that episode. So whatever news article, we've even scanned news articles and put them in PDFs. Whatever information we found, we back up. So that's why it's really important to me to.
It's great info too, and it's also scary because a lot of them, if you listen to them, if you're in Virginia, North Carolina, that aren't really that old, there's still killers on the loose.
Oh God, yeah.
They could be in our neighborhoods, they could be in our towns, or if you listen to the cases that were near you, there's still people walking that never got charged with these murders.
I can tell you this. This is I can't go too far in detail about it. However, there have been 3 or 4 episodes of Why So Cold where after the fact, people have come and talked to me and emailed me, and we've communicated that they know who did it, and they're only one tip away from arresting them. So that is why, I cannot stress enough, that is why it is so important.
It's important, yes.
If you know anything, to talk, because literally there are 3 cases right now in season 1 that could be solved if the right person made a phone call and said, hey, I saw this person here do this. Literally, you would have a cold case solved. And I've been told that personally.
Yeah, from people that
so
listen to these episodes. Go in there, check the areas out. Why So Cold, Virginia, North Carolina. If you have information or even know about some of these and want to get, Woody's, get up with Woody and email him and give him some information. He's always researching. Or if you have a cold case that you know about, Virginia, North Carolina, or even in other areas. Like, hey, this is and send all the info. You can go on that website and contact him. He'll definitely research it and see what needs to be added. But it's a great pod, especially if you like the true crime. I like the ones like them, but the info, it's greatly put together. So make sure you follow and subscribe to Why So Cold. Season 2 has dropped. Episode 1.
Veronica Hepworth.
And where was this? Virginia, North.
Virginia. They were
okay.
They were in Loudoun County. It was
okay.
Yeah. She went out for her. See, this is the scary part. She was in her early 20s. Went out to celebrate a friend's birthday. They went to a club that's no longer open. They went to a club that night, and then the next morning they found her on the side of the road, partially clothed. So I mean, so it happened that quick. She went to a club with friends, and in a 5-hour span, I believe, 5-hour span, she disappeared and she was killed. And then they found her the next morning at 7 a.m. So it's terrifying. You need to listen to it just to be aware.
Listen to them and that's one good point too. Is we need to always be aware. Don't get complacent. Things happen and it's so sad, so quick. You know, kids can go missing. They got people getting murdered. So definitely always keep your head on a swivel. Know your surroundings. Teach your kids what to do. You know, when things happen. But if you know stuff, and I know a lot of people know things, but they're so scared if they come out and tell the cops something or tell somebody something that they may be next. And you can be, don't hold it back. You could save somebody else.
And the weird kind of eerie part of this is that, again, there have been 3 to 4 episodes where the main tips in the case, right, have been reported by UPS drivers seeing something. And these are completely different cases, completely different decades, completely different locations.
Wow.
But that is why it's so important to be aware, because these UPS drivers are on the road and they have been the ones.
And they know their routine.
They
if
know
something's
the routine.
off.
Yep. So they have been the ones to report the big tips that have like, oh, I saw a red truck here.
Yeah.
And so it is so important. Always be looking. Always.
And some of those cases that I've listened to, I can't believe that they haven't been closed, because you get to listening to the facts and you listen to all the info and you listen to the episode and you're like, man, that dude's guilty. That's the one.
The Olivia Thorndike one.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. The fact that hasn't been solved, it is criminal. Like it is like it. I would almost bet on I know who did it, and he's in the episode. We reference him.
Yeah.
It just you listen to that episode, it blows your mind. It's like, how is this guy free? There's no way that he's not involved somehow.
Yeah, it's and a lot of them have long criminal histories in and out of prison, and linked to other people that have been missing, different things, and it was kind of like the one here in Nelson, Alexis. Was it Alexis?
Yeah, Alexis Murphy.
Yeah, finally they found her killer, and I believe he's the same one that it was another one too on it. He was linked to two of them.
Yeah, Randy Taylor was like, I think he was in cahoots with the Jesse Matthews.
The Jesse Matthews.
Maybe, yeah. But the weird part about Randy Taylor was that, he got quiet really quick, and wouldn't say anything. And everybody kind of felt he was guilty. And then even a lot of people, though, were like, he's innocent. We need to do the Innocence Project. But then when they found her body on his land, that pretty much sealed the deal.
Yeah,
it's just, you wish that he would have spoke up 5 or 6
and
years
they offered. Didn't they offer a lighter sentence? Just tell us where she's at after so long.
Come on. These
and
families,
wouldn't even talk.
It's so ridiculous.
They're gonna find you eventually, but you just sit in jail till they do.
It's the most selfish thing. Like even the killer, like these killers, like they already have the moral compass is off anyway.
Right.
But you've already taken a life.
Yeah.
And then you're being even more selfish by not even admitting it. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And they just look. It's like they're looking for more. The next one.
It's ridiculous.
They're always out to, and then you're not, until you catch them, you're not going to stop them.
But I'm telling you, especially these cases that we've done in Why So Cold,
right?
They are solvable, every single one, and it literally is just one tip. I'm telling you, if you listen to these episodes, you'll know how close they are to solving.
It is. mind blowing. It's
Yep.
like, please just arrest that guy.
It's that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's got to be harder than that because, of course, I'm just listening to a 30, 45-minute episode,
Yeah.
getting what we can. But, of course, if it's still cold for 15, 20 years, something else is holding it up that we
Yep.
can't see.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Well, cool. Good first segment of our episode here. Make sure you check out Why So Cold. Great. Season 1 has several great episodes. Season 2 dropped just yesterday.
Just yesterday.
So make sure you subscribe so you get alerted with these episodes. So we'll be back in just a minute after this commercial.
Hello. We'll be on the line shortly. From all our team, thanks for calling to learn more about Trane Heating and Cooling. Everyone knows it's hard to stop a train. But it's not just about never stopping. It's about never settling. Always moving forward, revolutionizing, again and again. The way we make our spaces more comfortable, more livable, and each time asking one simple question. What's next? That's how we've been a leader for more than a century. Because hard to stop doesn't just mean our products can keep going. It means we will too.
It's so epic.
I love that one. So, yep, they should check us out if you're in Central Virginia, brownsheatingandair.com. We have a freshly brand new updated website. It's finally launched, brownsheatingair.com. Check it out. Some really, we brought it back up to date and been working on it a while. Great updated pictures, info on financing, all about what we do. The main page has Beauty and the Beast on the front. I'm the Beast, and then my beautiful wife in front of an air handler. So check it out. brownsheatingair.com. We got a lot of Dara has worked really hard on that with the company that connects to our scheduling dispatching system and getting that right before they launch it. So it's finally come together and looking good. So we thank everybody in Central Virginia who's used us for heating, air, and plumbing. And we have
you get the podcast.
we have the pod. Yep, she's added the Cool Talk podcast on there with pictures from Watts Creative Studios, and you can follow us. There's a link on there to our giveaway coming up that we'll be updating that Woody helps us do as well. So yeah, the podcast, the giveaway, it's turned out really great. Everything on that turned out great. So check us out. We're the Trane TCS dealer here in Central Virginia and growing. And we appreciate everybody who has used us and will use us. So thank you. And and definitely keep us in prayers as we're packing. And we close Friday on our properties.
Nice.
I do
Both
have
of them? Both?
Yeah, same day.
Oh.
It's like a day of closing.
Oh, Lord.
But we do get to stay in my house that we're in now till July 15th. But we've already started moving stuff to storage and packing and stuff, and it's getting emptier and emptier, and it's a bittersweet feeling. Been there 5 years, 2 boys. It's a lot of memories there, so it's gonna be tough moving, out of it for the last time. But it's we're excited for the next step of building, one more time and some land for the boys to enjoy their 4-wheelers and stuff on. So it's a crazy, and of course it all hit now the peak season of air condition. We had the 90 degrees and it's kind of leveled off this week with the humidity dropping, but I think, it's going to come back for another round here soon. So between that and moving, it's definitely, if we stay, definitely a marriage test. If you're going to move during peak season of owning an heating and air business, if you can survive that, you can survive anything.
The rest is just cake.
Oh my gosh. So, I wanted to also talk today about a local project coming to Lynchburg. I'm so excited to, be helping out with Brown's Heating and Air, and it's called the Isaiah 117 House. And if you've never heard of it, you need to look it up. It's spread nationwide, and with this house, this program is they find a house in your area that they try to get completely renovated and up to par at no cost. So we try to get everything donated, the windows and everything updated. And it's a kind of a halfway house, a placement house for kids that social services have to take out of their home. It's a very sad reason that it's sad that we have to have this, but it's also good that this is going to be available here in Lynchburg. I went to the meeting and just hearing, is as much as, we complain and as bad as we got it, and just hearing the stories of the kids that get pulled from their homes, the only mother they know, the only house they know, the only dad they know, and taken to, normally they go to social services and sleep in a cubicle on a floor, like a office floor, until someone so they can be placed, and they only have usually a bag of their belongings. So it's just horrible to hear the stories, and it's worldwide. But this program was started in Tennessee, and it's called Isaiah 117, and it was because the first kid they adopted was a boy named Isaiah, and so her and her husband were looking for ways to help in their community and grow, because there was so many kids that need it. So they started saying, well, what if we had a house that they could go to? These go out and we can help these kids go somewhere, house with food, a fresh bath, fresh clothing, book bags for school. And what if we could do that so, the caseworker could stay there instead of an office of social services? So they did. They started building these houses all over Tennessee, now Indiana, either to build or find one that's foreclosed, and they flip it and make it livable and everything brand new. And they finally got approved here in Lynchburg, and they have a house, we're happy to say, on Gray Street, 1620 Gray Street in Lynchburg. And we have a full budget estimated of what it needs. The flooring needs to be done. They need to add a room on in the back. We will be doing the heating and air systems, but they need appliances. It's about $130,000 worth of stuff it needs. And the way the program works is cannot be completely fully open for kids until this list is done. So people can donate money towards it. They can donate time. They can donate materials, whatever they need. And so that as soon as we get this house livable, it'll be a safe place for these kids to go. And if you're listening and interested in helping, the lady in here in Lynchburg and her husband, it's Tyler and Dana, who will be heading this one up. Her number is the number is Dana. It's 423-518-3760, extension 631. And that's Dana. She would be the one to help. She's the expansion coordinator here, and she has a local couple here and some volunteers are going to help put this together. It's definitely worth the time. If you don't have time, of course, last month, remember we talked about Foster and Adoption Awareness Month and fostering kids. And we also said there's also ways that if you aren't in a place where you can bring kids in your home, there's places you can help. And we interviewed a couple different places. This is also another place you don't have to foster or bring kids in if you're not able, but you can help with time and money. They definitely need it. It helps the kids that go through a very, very traumatic instance, and life is just changing, and sometimes they're not guaranteed to be placed with their siblings if they're taken with brothers and sisters. So very, very horrible, situations, and it's nobody to blame. It's and you get mad and you think about it. Why is this happening? But they started this group to help, because if you think about it, that Isaiah 117, Isaiah was a boy's name, and the verse 117 was the verse in the Bible that says, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow." So this is, it's in the Bible that we should take care of God's children, no matter what, whether they're orphans, homeless, come into foster care. So this organization has been, this is an awesome organization. I'm very, very happy to see it come to Lynchburg. If you're able to help, you can even let me know. I'll get you in touch with what needs done. If you have services you can help, like windows or siding or painting, or just want to come help build a handicap ramp. They need insulation. It's a lot of stuff. And they also need volunteers, because some people may donate the paint, but they just need people to come help paint the place. So there's a lot we can do. There's also a golf tournament coming up to raise money for this. This will be in Lynchburg at London Downs. It is on, trying to look at the thing here. There's no date. Oh, September 23rd. Friday, September 23rd. Of course, it includes lunch, giveaways, door prizes. They still need teams for it. They need donations. If you want to sponsor a hole, if you just want to be a sponsor of the tournament, you can do that. There's information here. You can Lynchburg Golf at Isaiah117house.com. You can email them. And you can also complete the registration at www.isaiah117house.com/golf. Or let me know, brownhvac@gmail.com. I can scan these in and email you. They're going to have that on the 23rd. There's sponsorships. There's lunch. They still need, I think they needed 10 more teams of 4 to join. If you want to do that, you can sponsor a team, sponsor a hole. But let's definitely help this project take off and go open quick, because most of these kids, sometimes they get taken out at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and the caseworker just takes them to an office and they just have no food. They haven't showered, they hadn't bathed, they haven't ate, and they have no clothes. They took one out they said a 3-year-old out at 3 in the morning 2 weeks ago in Roanoke somewhere, and the clothes were so small they had to, and dirty, they had to take them off and send somebody to Walmart to buy them clothes. So these are things that we need to help. We're called to help when we can, and these things like this definitely hit near and dear to my heart. And I'm glad that they have a house, 1620 Grace Street. You can check them out on Facebook, Isaiah117. Look up their website, and it's just a really, really good program to be a part of if you can help out. And not, if you're not in just Virginia, she said they have houses all over the nation going on. So you can check out the website, look at the locations. If it's somewhere close to you and you can donate or help these kids out, please do. Pray about it, think about it, and what you can do. Nothing's too small for these kids. That they lose everything, and it's not fair, and but we're here to help. So that's all for today's show. Thank you for listening to us ramble on about a little bit of everything. Check out Why So Cold, and we'll be back next week. We're on vacation, so we'll see you back in 2 weeks.